All right, fantastic, amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm super excited and delighted to be here with you today. And yes, happy new month. Happy new month. Just give me a minute. Happy new month. I trust you're doing very, very, very well and fine. I trust your family is well as well. Yeah, and today we have a beautiful topic right in front of us, and I want you to get set to I want you to get set um to receive all that we are ready to share with you today. I want you to come with a clear mind, an open mind to learn, all right, relearn and unlearn, because that is really how we can grow in knowledge. So, our topic for today is, who am I as a parent? That is our topic for today. And I want you to please share the link to those that are around you. Yeah, those that are around you. I want you to share the link to your friends, to your families, to those, your loved ones. Please share the link and get them to come in, because when we all get our parenting right, we will all parent better. So, our topic again is, who am I as a parent? And I want you to sit forward and get the best from today's webinar for today. If you can hear me clearly, you can hear me cleanly, just let me know. Say me hi in the comment section, and I'll definitely know that you can hear me. All right. Is the audio good? I need to be sure. I need your feedback to be sure that the audio is good. Could you help me check if the audio is good? Thank you. I need to be sure if our audio is good. Uh, yes. So our topic for today is, who am I as a parent? And we all know something, that when the purpose of something is not known, abuse would definitely set in. And you don't want um we don't want an abuse, right? And really, that's why most parents do quite a lot of hitting in the name of correction. Yes, Kelvin, we have an Instagram account, and it is at Fem Academy. That is our Instagram account. Thank you. All right. So, yeah, yes. So, identity, if you don't know who you are, you parent in error. And that is not God's goal of parenting. So, I want you to follow me today on today's webinar, our masterclass, that is talking about, who am I parenting? Who am I parenting? Yes, please share this live, share to those that are around you. Okay? All right. I want to see you in the comment section as well. It's a long one, but just stay with me. It's our master class, all right. It's not a hack tip and hack class, but it is our master class. All right. Before you understand your child, okay, you must understand yourself as a parent. You must understand yourself as a parent. And I'll begin with my own personal story. I remember, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, 4 years ago, thereabout, and my daughter did something, and I beat her so much that her dad, came to me and said, "Why are you beating this girl like she's a thief?" And suddenly, everything flashed before me. And some of the things that flashed before me was, I saw the exact picture of my mother hitting me many years ago. And all of a sudden, have now become that mother I swore I would never become. That if I had an opportunity to parent, I would do it better. But hey, this was me now. So I staggered. I went to my bathroom. I sat down on the floor. I started crying. And I'm like, God, help me. I need your help, to be able to do this journey very well. And God sent me all the help that I needed, all the help that I required, everything I needed to be able to parent in that in the right direction. Okay, in the right direction. And sometimes when a lot of people come into our coaching session, like a father came to our coaching session recently, and of course, our parenting coaching session, and he narrated, an experience of how his son, while we were talking, I was able to pick up that from him, how whenever his son does something, he will say, you are so careless, you are so careless. And the guy just felt like, hey, I'm not good enough for this man. All right. I'm not good enough for this man. So one day, his father was, of course, when we were done with the session and everything, I told him things to do. And he got back and asked the child. And the child gave him that feedback and said that, well, every time you tell me that I am careless, I feel like um, I'm nothing to you. Okay, he says, I feel like I'm nothing to you. And the man said something when we had our next session. He said, all of a sudden, I remember this was what my father used to say to me when I was, growing up. He had become the voice of his own childhood, just like I became the voice of my own childhood. So we are not just staring at your child right now. We are not staring at any child. You are looking at yourself right now. That is what we are doing today, because many parents are trying to change their children without even asking the deeper question, who am I as a parent? That was what I was trying to do. I was trying to change my child. And imagine changing a child for you that you are not changing. Where does that take you? It takes you nowhere. All right, so that takes you nowhere. Okay, so we are trying to change your child, but you are not taking the right step to update yourself, to change yourself. I mean, the same. Okay, let's go on in our webinar and you'll be able to pick up all the points. Okay, oh, thank you very much, Timitope. All right, so ask yourself that question. Or maybe you're watching this webinar and you're not yet married. And you should be asking yourself, who will I become as a parent? Who will my children become? What will my generation become as a parent? And we need to understand the origin of parenting to even start before we can say, oh, we are talking about anything. We need to understand the origin of parenting. Okay. And to first understand this, we need the first model of parenting from God Himself, and that is the scripture. Okay, so God created Adam and Eve, and immediately He began to guide them. He instructed them, He corrected them. He didn't leave them to chance. Even though, as much as He guided and corrected them, they still made errors. Okay, that caused quite a lot of consequences, right? But He didn't leave them to themselves. Okay, he guided them, he instructed them, he corrected them, he trained them, because parenting is not just a social role. It's not for you to update your status. It's not for you to fill a form and say, okay, they say, are you married or single? You say, I'm married, I'm a parent. That's not what parenting is about. Okay, parenting is not for a social role. It's not for, oh, so when they say, who are the people that are parents here, you will come out. No, it's a whole lot more than that. Parenting is a reflection of God's leadership. I'll take that again. Parenting is a reflection of God's leadership. That is what it is. It is a reflection of God's leadership. Okay, and if we read Genesis chapter 18, verse 19, it says, for I've chosen him so that he will direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord. And God said this about Abraham. I want you to notice something very important. God did not say Abraham would only provide for his children. Quite a lot of parents think that parenting is done by God. Let me bust your bubble. God does not parent children for you. God does not parent children for you. God can never, He has done everything He needed to do, all right, to help you to parent the child. Okay, that's why He said, train up a child in the way he should go. For you to be able to train up a child, you yourself must have acquired some kind of training. So God is not coming down from heaven to parent your child for you. It's your job, and He has given you everything. And parenting comes with a manual. Some people say parenting doesn't come with a manual. It does come with a manual. Stay with me to the end of this webinar. You find out more. All right. So God did not say Abraham was only going to provide for his children. God said He would direct them. He would teach them. He would instruct them. That's what direction is all about. Direction is when somebody shows you the right way to go. All right. So parenting is not only about raising children, parenting is about raising character. All right. About raising character, about raising children with values, about raising children with vision, about raising children with legacy in mind. And legacy is not what you give to your child. Legacy is what you leave inside your child, because you can give everything to your child. Once you pass on, next of kin will show you shaggy. Before you know what's happening, in 24 hours, all your life work can be gone. If that child does not have the required skill, to be able to multiply those resources that you have handed over to them. Okay? All right. So parenting that you have received, we're on our third point now. So let me ask you an honest question. Who taught you about parenting? Pause and think. Selah. Who taught you? Did you learn about parenting? Okay, somebody say, okay, a father came to my session, and whenever I see fathers in my session, I'm usually very excited. And he said, oh, I don't believe in all that stuff. Why do I need to learn about parenting? For what? Why do I need to learn about parenting? And I looked at him, I paused. I said, sir, what did you study in school? He told me the course. I said, oh, why did you study that? Okay, he said, so that you can become XYZ. I said, oh, really? You study this to become this, and you don't think you need to study parenting to become a better parent? Come on, who told you the lie? Right? You go to a 4-year course to be able to raise, to be able to run I think this device is off. All right. Yeah, thank you. Let's check. All right. So you went for a 4 years course to be able to become an engineer, to be able to become a doctor, to be able to become whatever it is that you have become today. I think it should come this way. To be able to become whatever it is that you have become today. You went for a 4-year course to become a lawyer, to become a doctor, to become a technician, to become whatever it is you are today. And you think attending a parenting school is scam. You say, I'm waiting, they're going to teach me. What would they be teaching me? Is that your thoughts? Well, I'm here to bust your bubbles today. All right. Most people never attend parenting school. Instead, they do so unconsciously. And that is why you react. That is why you react. That's why your daughter does something, and the first thing you want to do is you want to hit the child. That is why you react, because parenting without goals will lead you to reactivity and not proactivity. If you have goals, if you have visions, if you have values, if you have a mission with your parenting, you will be well guided. All right. So it's either you copied your parents' parenting pattern, or you are reacting, or you learn it. Okay. Only few people, only few parents actually design their parenting. As a parent, you are a designer. You are designing somebody's future. You are designing somebody's life. And you want to design with cane and hitting, and say, this is how I was raised and I turned out okay. And let me ask you a question. Did you really turn out okay? If you really turned out okay, is this all what your okay could become? A damaged child? Somebody dropped off their kids, to come and spend time with my children. And the first thing that happened was that they had some disagreement, and the other kid slapped my daughter. Okay, my daughter came to report to me, and I had to call the guy and say, hey, we don't do that here. You can't come leave your house wherever you are and come and hit my child. And I paused for a moment. I said, this is all this guy knows, because this is how he has been told to react. Somebody does something to you, you react. It's not about that. If you need to catch up more on our discipline series, please visit our YouTube channel. We have okay. We have a full blown live class on YouTube. So You want to visit our YouTube channel at My Fem Academy and catch up on the webinar. You would be transformed, I tell you. All right. So many parents are parenting, they're not parenting intentionally, they are reacting. And anything you do with reaction will lead to not to in fact to rubbish. Right? So I was talking to somebody today. I said, is either your parenting is raising a shanty town or it is raising a skyscraper. Make up your mind. What do I want? Do I want a shanty town or I want a skyscraper? To build a skyscraper, you need an architect. To do a shanty town, or just put block, put this, put everybody. Oh yeah, be doing your own thing and be going. So it is hard work, right? When you are you're correcting your child, and the first thing that comes to your mind is hitting your child. I tell people that's microwave parenting. You are looking for a quick fix. You want to solve the problem now, now, now. No, discipline is not an emergency. Discipline is not what you do to a child. It is what you do for a child. It is what you do before the whole misbehavior happens. That is what it is. So have you worked on yourself? Some of us are bleeding on our children. That's why you are hitting them. Because you are asking yourself, oh, somebody did not do something, something for me. Some of you are even, on the road of trauma. And the first law in parenting is that you parent the same way you were parented until you receive another information. The same way you were parented is the same way you're going to parent. There's no escape about it. Until you receive another information. You are a product of how you were raised, where you were raised, what the person that raised you know. You are a product. That is who you are right now. If that is not satisfying to you, then you need to recalibrate and begin to reparent yourself. Parenting is not a dash. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not something you arrive at. You keep doing it. You keep getting better. Recently I still had a meeting with my kid, and I'm like, oh, hey, forgive mommy. Don't worry. Mommy is becoming, let me become. Mommy is becoming. All right, don't worry. I mean, to have not this journey of parenting, I'm just doing it before. It's not like I did it many years ago. I'm just on the journey now. So you have to cope with me, and I'm open to feedback. If you were to be before, I was a mom beater. Trust me, I was. But I'm learning. I'm still becoming. I'm not even telling you I'm all of that. I've gotten to where I'm going to, even with me coming to this live webinar today. But I am becoming. Are you becoming? Have you taken that step, that first step, or you are afraid? Or you are afraid. I see you, Petume. I see you. All right. Thank you for that comment. All right. Or you are afraid. Are you afraid? Sometimes the reason some of us run from intentional parenting is because we are afraid. And you have to face that fear. If you don't face that fear, you will bleed on the children that did not cut you. You will bleed on them. And when you bleed on them, they will carry that bleeding into the future and they will reproduce the same thing. Okay? They will reproduce the same thing. Okay? Don't raise children from your past experiences. Don't raise children from your past experiences. Raise them with the right kind of knowledge. A father once said something to me that shocked him. His son had a misbehavior, and without thinking, he just reacted, called the child all sorts of names and all of that stuff. And the child was just looking. Some of us were a product. Sometimes our parents can't understand why we are not functioning at the ultimate that we should be functioning. But they've called us a lot of names. Now they are reaping that harvest. Let me tell you, in parenting, seed time and harvest, whatever you sow, you will reap for a long time. There's not once harvest time in parenting. You will keep reaping it. So what is that thing you want to keep reaping? That's what you should invest. There's no one time. You will keep. Whatever behavior your child is putting to you right now is your parenting report card. And what do you do to report card? Do you beat your report card? No, you don't beat your report card. You challenge yourself and tell yourself, I'm going to do better. I'm going to become a better parent. I'm going to do this well. That's what you tell yourself. That's what you tell yourself. All right? Okay, so we look at Romans. I'm a Christian, so I talk with the Bible. We look at Romans chapter 12, verse 2, and it says, "Do not be conformed to this pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." So parenting pattern must be renewed. You need to format. You need to reset. Format, reset. If you didn't go with anything that I've said today, you need to format. You need to reset. Format, reset. Format, reset. What is it that you are doing? Okay. In fact, first thing, some of us have to go and first apologize to our children, because all of this knowledge we're supposed to know it before we even enter the parenting journey. Fine, we are here now, and we need to stop the reacting. You need to go and apologize. Africans, hypothetically, we're taught that you don't apologize to your children. Okay, let me leave that one for another webinar. So we're looking at reactive and intentional parenting. Okay, there are two types of parents. Of course, there are different parenting styles, but we're looking at two types of parents now, and we're looking at reactive and intentional parents. So the reactive parents, they react to behavior, they react to stress, they react to emotions, they react to circumstances. They just react to everything. You talk, they are reacting. You do one thing, they are reacting. You do another thing. You can never satisfy them. Some of us had that kind of parents. In fact, when our parents were coming in like this, we all ran inside, and they're asking you a question. Have you read your book? Have you done your assignment? From entering, and you're telling me you turned out okay. I used to think I turned out okay until I looked inwards and I said, man, this is not a definition of okay at all. I need to recalibrate. Okay, so they react to behavior, they react to stress, emotions, circumstances. All right, their parenting depends on how they feel. That is what their parenting depends on. How am I feeling right now? Somebody upset you, you take it out on your children. Don't worry, I was once there. Somebody upset you, take it out on your children. Somebody, you are fine, you take it out on your children. Children cannot even, they're like, hey, you have to watch mommy. Is she fine? Even it might not even be about your parents, it might even be about people that work with you. So let me check the atmosphere. Is she okay? Is everything fine? Is she in a good mood? People have to check your environment to be able to regulate you. That's where you need emotional intelligence. That's another class for another day. We'll get there. So the intentional parents, they design the culture of their home, the value of their family, the habits that their children should learn. Their parenting is guided by principles and not emotion. One of our values in our home, we have quite a lot of, not quite a lot, but some number of values. And one of our values is that love for one another. Okay, we love ourselves, we express our love to ourselves, and we say it openly, unashamedly. Another value that we have is that we have teamwork, something called teamwork togetherness. We work together. Okay, so we don't abandon ourselves on the field, we work together. All right, so they plan their habits and all of that, and their parenting is guided by principles and not by emotion. If parenting depends on your mood, if your parenting depends on your mood, parenting will feel exhausting. And really, that's why you're overwhelmed. That's why you're always looking for a place to ship off your children to. That's why you're always looking for, oh, it's holiday time. Let me ship them off to my grandma. Why? You are overwhelmed. You need the right tools to help you in this parenting journey. All right. We look at the scripture, Deuteronomy chapter 6:6-7, and it says, this commandment that I give you today are to be on your heart. Impress them. Write it on your heart. Press it on your heart. Okay? See, notice something powerful. Before teaching children, the value must first live inside the parent. You as a parent, that you're telling a child that, in this way, you're a liar. You're calling a child a liar, but you lied the other day. They heard you on the phone. You say, telling me, I'm not around, but you lied. There's no small lie, there's no white lie, there's no black lie. You lied. They heard you. And now the child is doing that, and you are saying, don't copy me. Do what I do, do what I tell you to do, what I say, not what I do. What kind of parenting is that? Children are la cram la copy. They will copy you to everything, even to your sitting pattern, even to the way you smile, even to the way you laugh. Children la cram la copy. We copy. Parenting will humble you. It's not for the weak at all. So a mother, okay, I'm not getting what you are saying a bit. All right. So a mother once told her daughter and said, "Stop using your phone and go and read your books." And the daughter looked at her and said, "But mommy, you're always on your phone. You're always on your phone. Children learn more from what we model than from what we see. You're always on your phone. Are you always on your phone when you're talking to your child? Say, go and read your book. Have they ever seen you read? Have your children ever seen you pull up a book and read? Have they? Have they? Have they ever seen you read? All right. Children rarely become what we tell them. They become what they observe repeatedly. You are a mother, you are eating, or a father, you are eating. Only you put 10 pieces of meat in your plate. Then the one you now gave the child one small meat like this. And you say the child should not go and steal meat from the pot. That's how stealing starts now. Some of us, that's how we picked those behavior. Because your parents, they are eating, they have 10 pieces of meat. So you are the first person that started that thing. Even when you want to give to the child, you still cut it into two and say, oh yeah, take this one. Haba. So understanding your parenting style. Every parent develops a parenting style. And most parents never choose it consciously. All right. It is from their upbringing, their fears, their personality, the beliefs. I'll say this again. You are a product of how you were raised, where you were raised, and what the person that raised you know. And guess what? You know that that time was another generation. We're another generation now. We're in a generation of AI. AI. You cannot parent with the same style again. It's not possible. You can't. You can't parent with the same style. You can't. Which day my daughter she had an assignment, and when we were working on the assignment, she said, "Oh, mom, one thing. I was trying to, we're having a conversation and all of that around the assignment." She said, "Mom, why don't you put it in Chat GPT?" I said, "Okay, okay, all right." I said, "No, we're not using Chat GPT. The two of us that will solve this problem." And that's the child you want to be hitting. Let me move. um, so you need to recalibrate and ask yourself your parenting style, all right? Because your parenting style will help your child grow. Is that it will help them thrive or it will help them struggle in life? So make up your choice, okay? Your parenting style will either build a skyscraper in your child or either build a shanty town. Whatever it is you want to build is up to you. We'll look at some biblical characters as regards the parenting style. We have Eli, the passive parent. Eli loved his son. Love is not enough. So I love my children. I can go to the moon and back. Love is not enough. Eli loved his sons, but he failed to restrain them. He failed. He didn't do it. He outsourced his parenting job. Somebody's asking me, what's outsourcing parenting job? Outsourcing your parenting job is giving your job to somebody else to do for you. And you get that in 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 13. So Eli tolerated wrongdoing. He corrected with words, not with actions. There were no consequence. The children didn't face the consequence of their action. He avoided difficult discipline. All right. And somebody might be saying, oh, so if I can't hit my child, so how else do I correct them? Come into the community. It's not a one-day thing. If I give you the solution now, it's hit and run. And hit and run does not raise a healthy child. No, it doesn't. Okay, so what Eli's action produced are moral corruption, disrespect for authority, and destruction. That was just it. Then we have Isaac, the biased parent, and we look at Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. Isaac loved Esau. Isaac showed favoritism, and that is where sibling rivalry, became a beast. Sibling rivalry is even another thing on another, which we will talk about on another day. If you don't tame sibling rivalry, can ruin generation. Go and do a research on Nike and Puma. Do a research on them, on sibling rivalry. Okay, so Isaac rubbed it off. He said, this is the person I love. He favored only one child. He ignored deeper character issues. He allowed division in the family. Because of that is action. And guess what? Isaac carried that character into his own generation. By the time he had all his children, he favored only one child. He loved only one, and that was Joseph. And you know what? We all know what happened to Joseph from favoritism. He almost killed him. Thank God for God. So Isaac's action produced sibling rivalry, deception, long-term family conflict. And we have David. David, the avoidant parent, and we can see that in 2 Samuel chapter 13. David was angry when Ammon sinned, but he took no action. He didn't face the consequence. Like in my family, in my house, there's a consequence for your action. You do what you're not supposed to do, you face the consequence. It's not a you face it. You face your consequence. So I don't have energy to be beating you, beat you, okay? That energy, I'll convert it to something else. You will work. You will do something with the energy. And not out of punishment. It's just the consequence of your action. All right. You will pick beans. You will do things. Even you. Next time you will think about it. All right. So David's action um um produce violence, produce rebellion, produce family division. All right. Then we have Abraham, the intentional parents. Okay. And if we read from um Genesis chapter verse 19, it says, I've chosen him so he will direct his children. And that's what Abraham did. He taught God's ways intentionally. He modeled obedience. I mean, he was going to sacrifice his only son Isaac. That was obedience to the core. He built a spiritual culture in his home. People knew about God. He didn't hide, and what it produced, generational faith. Look at you and I today. We say we are the seed of Abraham because somebody did a good job. Which good job are you going to do? All right. Covenant identity, lasting legacy. The Bible does not hide all these parenting mistakes from us. It reveals them so that we can learn from them. It didn't hide it. Okay. So I want you today, as a parent, ask yourself a question. What parenting pattern am I repeating? What parenting style describes me today? What must I change for me to allow for my children to grow? For my parenting to grow, what should I change? You yourself, you know that thing that you are supposed to change. I don't know it for you. All right. Yeah, sometimes when parents come in and they come to my session, they don't even tell me all the story. They don't tell me all the story. They tell me the one that they want me to hear. But you yourself, you know yourself. You know the burdens you are carrying. You know the weight you are carrying. You know. You know. You know it. All right. So one day, your child will remember what it feels like growing up in your home. I want to reflect. Not They won't remember the chandelier. They will not remember the golden curtain. They will not remember, oh, we had DSTV. Oh, we had this. Oh, they will not remember all of that. They will not remember all of that. What would that memory feel like? What memory do you want them to have? Oh, my mom did a good job. Oh, my dad did this. Oh, my dad did not just the good job of, yeah, they bleed me left, right, and center. Right? Not just that, but the good job of the training. Will they remember your shouting? Will they remember the fear? Will they remember the confusion? Or will they remember wisdom, guidance, stability, or love? What do you want them to remember? Children may forget many conversations, but they never forget how a home made them feel. I tell my kids something. I say, their home, even when, in fact, your home shouldn't be a place where your children run from. Some of us will run away from home. That's why some of us got married early, not because we wanted to get married, but because we wanted to run away from home. I say, this woman's own is too much. Let me go to a man that loves and cares for me. That's why some of us got married. And a few years down the lane, some people are out. So you are intentionally planting something for your children. What is that thing? Will they remember your wisdom? Will they remember your guidance? Will they remember your stability? Will they remember your love? Will they? Children never forget how you made them feel. Never forget. I tell my kids, always come home. Oh, something is happening in school that you don't like. Tell them, say, call my mom. You're not feeling fine, and they're saying, "Oh, let's take you to the." I said, "No." I said, "Tell them to call. Say, call my mom. I want to speak to my mom now." Or you get into trouble in school, before you say anything, or they take you to the principal's office, before you say anything, tell them, "Call my mom. I need my mom. I want to talk to my mom. I want to talk to my dad. Call my parents." Before you are there sitting down, and they say, "Okay, why did you do X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z?" Tell them, say, "I want to speak to my parents. Can I speak to my parents? I need my parents. I need my parents. I want to talk to my parents." You're not feeling fine, you call for help. Because that's where it should be. Home is a place of safety. Even the Bible lets us, it says, the righteous run in. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. Is your home a strong tower, or is it a place where Lion of the tribe of Judah, once he says, "Hey, hey, 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 I don't want mommy to do this. I don't want." No, 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 no. People should not be petty around you. People should not be careful around you. Hmm. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. All right. I want you to make this declaration as a parent. I want you to make this declaration as a parent. I will grow as a parent. My home will be a place of wisdom, structure, and love. I will raise children prepared for adulthood. This is not all to the class today. We still have a lot of series. You don't, like I said, it's not hit and run. All of this is not going to get you to where you're supposed to be. All right. Because parenting is one of the most important assignments in life, the most important assignment in life. But many parents try to do it alone. Why? Anyway, I used to be there, so I can understand. All right. So that's why we created a program called the FEM Academy, a parenting community. And inside that community, we help parents understand their children, develop discipline system, build family culture, raise emotionally healthy children, grow intentionally as parent. Because parenting should not be guesswork; it should be guided with growth, with truth, with the right process. Yeah, it's not a reactive, it's not something that you are thinking about. There should be a lined up, your structures and your systems that is going to help you achieve that parent you need to be. So if you're interested in joining the academy, just send us a DM, send us a message, we'll onboard you to we have a general academy, and of course there's the cohort for this year is already closed. So we are running a calendar, a 1 year calendar, and to be opened again in December. December 1st, we'll start running again with another calendar. We keep moving, and we're open to one-on-one session. Probably you want to ask questions, you want to talk to a parent, you want to do something, you want to ask a question. We're open to one-on-one sessions. Send us a DM, send us a message, and we'll pick it up, and we'll do what's best we know how to do. God helping us. But I tell you, no parent has ever come to our one-on-one session and left the same way. There's always, something that, was we helped them to fix. Okay, we give you some analysis, some things I want them to do, and before you know what's happening, in fact, in the space of, let's say, 3 months of parents being in our coaching system, even them, they will see a lot of change. A parent said to me last week, she said, "I wish I knew about you before COVID." My marriage wouldn't have scattered. That was what she said to me. And then I'm like, "Okay, don't worry, we can make amendment, at least with what we have here. Let's help you, parents better." So today we have asked powerful question, who am I as a parent? But the next question will even be more important. Who am I becoming as a parent? Because parenting is not only about raising children, it is about designing the culture of your family. And this is what we are going to be talking about in our next webinar. Who am I becoming as a parent? Our masterclass webinar, and I'll be holding, I think, third week in the month of April. Yeah, they're about third week in the month of April. You don't want to miss this webinar. Today's webinar is not a webinar you just watch once off. Go back and watch it again and again and again and again and again and again, and listen to the things that I have said that is not included in what I have said. And this is what we pull up for today. Your child will grow up, but the parent you become will remain inside that child forever. I want to say thank you for joining me today. Thank you for spending your afternoon with me. I am glad I have you here. Yeah, please share. If you got to the end of this webinar, let us know. If you're catching a replay, let us know in the comment section, how and what you learned from today's webinar. We'll be looking forward to it. Let us share it, share this link with all the parents that are around you, your friends, your colleagues, those that are around you. Share this link and let them get a better knowledge on how to parent effectively. And my name is Pastor Biola Akinyelu. I am your I don't want to say I'm your favorite parenting coach because only people in the community that call me that. Okay, but yeah, you can call me that. So I am your favorite parent coach, a family system strategist, and I help families to thrive. That is what I enjoy doing, helping families to become, helping families to thrive. And this is where I draw the curtain for today. Until I come your way again, of course, we have more webinars, but until I come your way again, I will say au revoir, bye, à la prochaine, au d'abord, bye.